We've had a lot of interesting games recently, and Threat's joining me here today, and we've got NaVi and Fnatic first for Train. Let's take a quick look, though, before we get into all of that, at how the overall scheme of things look in the FACEIT League. So we can see, we got 6 teams for North America, 8 teams for Europe, Oceania, 6 teams. Today, of course, is Europe, as I just mentioned. As you're all probably familiar with by now, best of 1 matches, home and away, and top 5 advance to the finals, as you can see. So this is the format of the FACEIT League. Is it a format that you enjoy? Right, even though I know Team Acer weren't able to qualify.
Well, I like that you bring in NA and the Oceanic scene. Like, even though like the top 10 in Europe maybe is like better than both those regions, like it's still, you give them a chance at least to show themselves at LAN. So
yes, it's made a big difference for Oceania. We've seen a lot of unexpected stuff from them. So
yeah, I was just gonna say, like Vox and Eminor, they took a map of both Fnatic and an IP at was last Gfinity, I think. So I mean, obviously they can play versus the best in Europe as well.
All right, guys. So let's check out the standings and see what teams we have and how they're doing. Okay, so Envy's actually at the top at the moment. Well, I mean, not many games have been played just yet, so it's very early days here at FACEIT League. Virtus Pro had a ridiculously strong win against TSM. I actually feel like Virtus Pro are looking really good at the moment, generally speaking.
It's really surprising that TSM already has 2 losses. One of them being that game you were talking about versus Virtus Pro.
Yeah.
And I agree, like, if you have a win, you have 1 game played, and that was a win versus TSM, then you're in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, it's actually really weird because TSM last time, they barely qualified. They won only half of their matches, and they barely managed to make it in. And of course, then they just win the LAN finals. Of course, they are on a streak of just winning LAN finals at the moment, and it feels like they kind of have Fnatic's number, which is quite cool actually, considering that we have a team that Fnatic can now basically be scratching their heads about, because before Fnatic were just kind of able to beat everyone really. So that's really cool. And speaking of Fnatic, of course, we will have them up first of all, and against NaVi no less on Train. And again, we've had lots of Train games recently, and we can actually take a look at everything today first of all. So Fnatic and NaVi, so 2 Trains today. TSM, NIP, and NIP just wanting the Trains. Every time they get to choose, they want to play Train. But it's going to be against Envious, which is I feel like that's going to be the weirdest match today. Like, it's going to be such a strange game. Any thoughts on what we have today?
Yeah, I agree. The NIP Envious on Train is going to be the most weird one, because NIP is not that strong on Train, at least what we saw from them yesterday. And Envious is a team that, for me, their playing style shouldn't fit well on Train, so it's 2 teams that shouldn't be really good on Train is going to play each other. It's going to be interesting to see how that pan out.
All right, so it's time to do some Vulcan picks, and I've been making you do them recently because that just makes more sense. Because I've been doing them when we've done it in the past, and you know these players better than I could. You've played against them, so let's jump into our Vulcan, and I'm going to let Fred choose the entire team this time. So let's get that going. Here we are. So then, where do we begin then?
Yeah, who should I pick? So, okay. Yeah, and I'm gonna pick olofmeister. Of course, I think he's gonna play well on Train. He's a good AWP player, and you can use that AWP on Train. I'm gonna pick JW as well. And if we scroll down, I can see the cheaper players. Who is gonna play well with them? I'm just gonna pick Sipnix. As well. Oh, there my player disappeared. Sipnix. And I'm actually gonna go for Seized. He's way too cheap to not be bought. I mean, he can still play really well.
Is relatively cheap as well.
Yeah, so how many players do I left? 5, I think. Yeah, exactly. So I'm actually gonna buy Zeus as well. And
it's always really hard because
this is so difficult.
There are 2 Train games, so that's what makes it really hard, I think.
Dupree. Yeah, exactly, because if they start T on Train and just get wrecked, it's so hard. It makes it really random. Okay, so I have 2 players left. I can buy pretty expensive ones. I'm gonna buy. I'm going to buy. So difficult. I'm Kerrigan. Actually, and is it someone from any team I haven't picked yet? I haven't picked anyone from Envious, so maybe I should pick someone from Envious.
NIP?
Or
You've got nobody from NIP.
I don't? No, I actually don't. And no one. How the hell did I pick this?
You're the worst.
Yeah. Okay, just improvise. Okay, I'm gonna go for.
So basically, right now you're banking on NaVi winning.
Can I afford happy? Oh yeah.
So okay,
$67 left.
now you need to make a shot caller. So who is going to be making all the frags? So this is of course like a 25% addition to any points created by the player that you choose.
I could play it safe and just go for olofmeister because he's been playing so well recently, but I'm gonna actually go for Dupree.
Okay, because I mean, we're
It's a wild
to go
card.
for olofmeister in a way because it's one of those spots where you've only got him really and JW. I don't know, like it feels like you want NaVi to win, but then you picked an equal amount of players for both. I don't know, it's really weird.
I did have like 30 seconds to think this through, so
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll give you the benefit of the doubt. So we should have the match starting relatively soon. And I feel like NaVi, you know, I've seen them play train before. We talked about it a lot yesterday because we had lots of trains, so the topic was fresh. They're a team that's I think grasped the map very, very well. We saw also Flipside playing yesterday, and I feel like sometimes Flipside can be almost, you can get some glimpses of NaVi and how they play from Flipside, because it's a team that plays that, you know, is from the same region, and generally speaking, what we saw from their train was very, very good actually. I think they played against NIP in fact.
yeah, they won 14-1 as CT.
Yeah.
And I think that was like a combination of NIPs they don't seem to like understand how to play the T side on train, so I don't know if you can look too much into that, but as you said, it's going to be really interesting to see NaVi, because I feel like Virtus Pro, TSM, and NaVi is probably the three teams that are the strongest tactic-wise. So on a new map like this, they're probably going to have some cool executes.
Yeah, I agree with that completely actually, yeah. I mean, from what we've seen is so far, it looks like that. A lot of teams are trying to make the pick-based play work, as you mentioned, NIP being one of them. And it does feel like maybe they're trying to reclaim some former glory of when they used to find it, you know, so easy to play train against everyone. They would always like to pick it. It's always very good map for them. And the funny thing as well is that because of the FACEIT League, we do all the maps way into advance so that we know what the schedule is going to be like with, you know, whose home map is it going to be, whose away map is it going to be. And NIP ages ago like train, and now they're kind of like having a lot of problems with train. So will NIP qualify at this rate? It's actually kind of scary for them. They need to figure a train out pretty quickly.
Yeah, it just feels like it would be safer to go with the maps they like. Maybe they know, okay, we're not the best on this, but we'll have our game plan. Train just feels like a wild card for them. You usually pick the new maps when you're the underdog, because they're usually a bit more random, because they're not that figured out. So it actually surprises me a lot that NIP opting to go for like 5 trains or something in this league. And
the odds are actually, I think that people aren't giving enough credit here to NaVi actually, because 21%, 27%. I think that, you know, again, it's train, so train is a map where any kind of upset could happen with the top teams, because with the top teams who can play the map, as you said, you know, more properly and won't have poor positioning or don't understand how to defend properly, because we saw this issue in some matches that some teams weren't having their CTs in the right places positionally, like they would emphasize too many players towards B and deep on B, when you don't really have to do that. That's kind of, you're just making your overall defense weaker by doing that, because it's easy to retake B.
Yeah, exactly. You can just play defensive at connector. You can let them go down. You can even let them plant. And the guy defending inner, his only job should be to not let the terrorists push and take over connector and that area. So we saw, I think it was Team Liquid yesterday, they opted to go for like 2 players deep onto B. And like the best answer to that is obviously to just go straight out to yard, because the rotation is going to be so slow.
And then what do you do?
Yeah, exactly.
How do you get into the A site? Well, you have to look at every single angle. You got to go through connector or maybe pop dog, and that's really hard. And yeah, and
I have to go back to the odds, like 80-20 for NIP. It's really surprising, because in like if you just look at the recent results.
Fnatic.
Oh yeah, Fnatic. Sorry. Like this shouldn't be that uneven.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm really curious to see NaVi's usage of executes because there was a very classic match actually that was very surprising on like to the level of play present, which was that Gfinity match you're talking about when no sorry well, you referred to Gfinity earlier with Vox, but it was back in that time period not so long ago, almost a month ago, where NaVi and Virtus Pro had a really awesome semi-final on train, and it went to overtime, like a couple overtimes or something like that, and it all came down to the ability to defend and execute the A play, the A wall of smokes play, because that is so strong. And the thing is that neither Virtus Pro or NaVi, they weren't really able to solve the direct counter, because you kind of know that it's going to happen, but your ability to sometimes fake it and your ability to delay the play and trick the CT sometimes is too great, basically. So you just doesn't seem like there is a direct counter to it that's strong without risk.
Yeah, exactly. Like they have to have a lot of guys aggressive on yard, and you never want to be like too I don't know how to say this, like dedicated to defending that yard area, because if you're so deep at like that electric box or a aggressive pop, you're gonna have really slow rotation on the inner side. And this map is really similar to Nuke in the way that it's really C decided, because the CTs can rotate so fast, and they can only rotate fast if they stand close to the connector area.
Indeed. So we're gonna have to see how this pans out. We've got the knife round kicking off, and of course, on a map like Train, the knife round is pretty darn important. And I don't think there's any team that really has like super hardcore knife round strats, apart from like the / stab, which is the faster way to like get a 1-on-1 kill. But everyone knows about it now, so yeah, there's not much to do really.
Yeah, the skill ceiling on the knife round is like pretty low.
Yeah. Alright, so I have actually missed Train, I gotta say, because it has been such a classic map in Counter-Strike. Again, I'm definitely gonna be one that's gonna harp on a little bit about Tuscan as well, or CPL Mill. I always really liked that map, and I thought that it provided awesome games in gameplay. But we got Train back now in the mix, even though it's a different version. It pretty much has some of the similar kind of way of approach. So we will be seeing that NaVi will start off on the CT side, and this will be really interesting now, because I really wonder how Fnatic are going to attack into them, what kind of strategies they will use.
And olofmeister going for a smoke flash now. Let's see if he's gonna go for the inner smoke, but it doesn't look like it. He's actually going towards T main, so it looks like he's actually gonna go for an alley push here.
Okay, so the bomb is actually by Popdog alone as well. So they are going to make the quick pick onto flamie by Ali. So things looking quite okay as far as Fnatic getting through Ali. That's that first point, choke point dealt with. But they are trying to move through actually to CT to actually go for that B play. It would seem really cunning stuff here from Fnatic. This is I love this pistol. I haven't seen it in a long time, and so far it's actually not going too poorly for them, as right now they have the bomb site, and JW is going to make an excellent shot over towards connector. So things here looking pretty damn amazing for Fnatic, and I actually just love that not only did they go for that it actually worked.
Yeah, I really like it though, because it's very likely that NaVi is only going to have one guy towards alley, and usually he actually rotates towards the yard if they push out alley. So that means there's basically no one to the left when you go out alley, so you can just easily go down C to spawn, and you force NaVi into a position where they're not comfortable in.
Yeah, and it's now going to be the force up here for NaVi, so really important to win that T-pistol, and they did it with a great strategy. So Fnatic worst player is flusha, I guess.
Fnatic's worst player is flusha.
Yeah. Alright, so NaVi losing flamie already. We've got the B-bomb site compromised already for Fnatic, and bomb plant should be pretty easy from here on out. And just trying to get something done with the jump scout. This is really awkward here for the CTs, and it looks like it'll be clean for Fnatic pretty much. Only JW is low, but he's protected, and indeed they will not lose anybody there. So really nice for them. And now they're going to be up against full eco. So NaVi not really able to show their gameplay yet.
Yeah, that was really surprising that they won that flawlessly. Usually you lose at least 2 players when the CTs go for that full force buy. And I just want to point out that the score is not 2-2 right now, it's actually 2-0 to Fnatic, some kind of a bug with the GoTV.
Okay, so can they get any damage done here? I mean, it would be really necessary, as you said, like, you didn't see anything from the previous round, but just using those ranges really effectively, and I don't think really NaVi really cared all that much about getting, you know, a couple kills here. I don't think it's going to make a huge dent, considering that the last round was free. It's always nice, of course, but they're probably thinking about that buy round that's coming up, and what kind of setup they're going to have, and what they think the Fnatic will do. I mean, you were mentioning to me yesterday that it used to be in the old 1.6 kind of strategies that teams would always like go for this A play, but they would fake it. They would just show that they can fake you out.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
First of all, with that strategy.
Yeah, because if you fake like the first weapon round, you will mess up the rotation later in the game. Because let's say you play Winner and you get faked one round, you never want to let go of Winner after that point because you feel like, oh, it might be a fake again. Like maybe they're trying to trick us once again. So basically, it slows down the rotation the rest of the half. So might see that from pronax, but we might as well just see a regular A execute.
Okay, so let's have a look. All going towards the Pop Dog area, maybe towards Secret as well. I have to see what they go for. Gonna drop olofmeister straight down to Pop, and slowly take over Secret as well. So this is like early map control, just early presence. So we'll see maybe a slow round here until they are ready to go for some sort of an execute, and we will have to see what they decide to go with here, because NaVi don't really have anything in the way of counter grenades, which could be an issue.
Yeah, they're really low due to that second round force buy. You can see flamie here gonna challenge olofmeister now.
Okay, so we are going to see the quick pick there onto olofmeister, which is really nice here for NaVi, because when that push does eventually come in, it's now going to be one man short. Nasty bit of damage done onto Zeus and Edward already, as NaVi are starting to feel the presence closing in from Fnatic, looking to make their way into that yard area, trying to find the open angels there. A few smokes getting tossed down to block off some common spots here for Fnatic on the assault, but Zeus will take down pronax, but still it's 1-for-1s. We do have that early advantage really paying off here for NaVi, as they are 3 against 2, but Zeus is incredibly low, and Zeus can look for the bomber, and it is going to be KRIMZ who goes down, and that'll be the round finished off. Very well held by NaVi. I'm not sure what the plan was from Fnatic that round, though.
They just looked like they were going for the picking kind of game, which we have seen in the past doesn't really work that well on T-Train. But I don't think Fnatic is so upset. They still managed to get 2 kills. They can still force NaVi to even more ecos if they manage to win this round, and we'll actually see a double op pair, both JW and olofmeister.
Okay, so this double AWP, is it going to pay off for them? It can be hard to find some of these angles, especially depending on the team you're playing against. There are teams like, I noticed with Virtus Pro, they never really peak to allow themselves to be picked early. And I feel like that's a smart choice on a map like this, where you don't have to. You don't need the early advantage to get a picking kill as the CT defensively. So looks like flamie is very close. They might, they want to peek one guy just to bait for flamie, so that they don't necessarily suspect that flamie will be there. But got to be careful, that AWP is right there on the other side. Oh, he's going to pull out the nade. Still no peeks though. flamie ready with that M4, and they are slowly making their way over. Will they surely they will check this corner though. Would be very surprised if they do not check for him. And oh, the flash goes in, so teammate looks behind, and that's going to be the double for flamie. That is perfect timing there for NaVi. And now JW needs to come out with something pretty amazing. Picks up a single kill. Edward able to return one through the smoke towards Pop Dog as we go into a 4-on-2. Once again, NaVi in favor, taking some key momentum in this match at the start. And Guardian picks off flushes. Now it's just JW left over, and might be thinking about saving this, considering the fact that the odds are pretty bad at this point, and they likely don't have a huge amount of money left.
I wonder if Fnatic has looked at some demo where NaVi plays really aggressively, because Fnatic is just waiting so long before they do something, and I don't think they would do that like without any purpose. So let's see if Fnatic switches it up, because NaVi is not gonna go aggressive, obviously.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. JW already has 11 kills, which is really weird, considering that they lost the last 2 rounds. And yeah, quite interesting to see if they'll change their style now. Maybe NaVi, because I like what NaVi are doing, where I feel like sometimes the best way to start any match is just on solid basics, where you play the strengths of kind of the natural strengths. So here, the natural strengths of this is to use the strong defensive positions in your teammates to just set up good crossfires and all the lovely basics of playing CT and Counter Strike. And I feel like that NaVi are doing that right now. We're just seeing a really basic game. So as you say, we're not seeing that aggressive stuff that maybe Fnatic would have seen in a match or two. Oh my god, that angle though.
And they actually hit him. Down to 27 HP.
Wow. That could actually end up helping massively as they move forward for the push. They do have a man who's moved outside into yard, olofmeister, undetected so far. Going to find a player, flamie, over by quad, and it's going to be now the push going in through to the B side. Bomb has been spotted by NaVi, and Guardian will make a frag. Edward's close. He really needs to keep the pressure on here. Just surviving is very important in this spot. Gets the kill onto KRIMZ. That's the bomb on the ground. But 2 players versus 2 players in this situation, both for NaVi, are very, very low. So Fnatic, problem for them though is that the time is starting to be a little bit of an issue. They've got 25 seconds left. All that nade is absolutely stunning. Guardian goes down, and olofmeister searches Edward, who he knows is close. Edward gets a drop on him, but not the quick kill, and that's going to be it. That could have potentially been a really nice spot there for Edward, but he will falter.
And eco now for NaVi. I think it's the last round where JW were saving his... and they decided to chase him down, even though they had really bad economy.
Yeah.
That was... Like that actually are giving Fnatic a free T round on train right now.
Yeah, I was wondering about that when we saw that. I was like, is it really that important? Because CT economy on this map is like everything, because you will often lose a few players, but it's about consistently being able to string the rounds together and then keep the buys strong.
Yeah, and you're running up stairs towards the AWP. It's like the easiest kills you can like think of for an AWP in this game. So they really wanted JW not having that AWP.
Well, Edward will pick up a Galil, so perhaps there is some hope for some extra damage at least. In fact, he gets another kill onto pronax. He gets a 3rd one! The distractions are real there. And making 3 kills there is at least kind of nice for NaVi. I doubt they would have expected that. But we can see that the economy of Fnatic is now in a little bit of trouble. And NaVi, I mean, if they just win this round off the back of those 3 kills, they can quickly re-establish themselves. But we'll have to see again how Fnatic approach their T side here, and how NaVi decide to go with it as well, because now we might see that aggression from them. They have limited resources to play with, or weaker resources to play with. And yeah, we are seeing a more aggressive playstyle here from NaVi, just getting a little bit closer on yard before eventually falling back. And we've got a play who's very close in the smoke on Secret. Seized is there. He's looking for a frag, and because KRIMZ is trying to see over the smoke here, trying to look over the window, and he's going to get sprayed down by Seized, and in goes flusha for the trade. But NaVi, they got a 1-for-1 there. They didn't get a huge amount from it, but at least flusha and olofmeister are really low.
Yeah, that's a crucial kill from Guardian. Yes, great information if they're gonna go the B site now as well, so should be an easy round here from NaVi.
Yeah, I mean, we have, I think Guardian moving all the way back to connector. They've left one guy up on, oh no, it's Guardian who's actually stuck up into the secret area. Now, big spread. NaVi actually pushing a lot of positions. We've got a push on Ali from NaVi as well. And this could be problematic because at this point in time, they just have to use their numbers advantage.
I think Fnatic is actually saving. And I guess this makes sense because they want to pressure the economy of NaVi. But let's see if they make something out of this frag from JW. It looks like they're just gonna save.
Yeah, it's one of those spots as well where NaVi don't want to give anything away. Okay, that's a really good kill. So really, really good kill there. JW maybe getting a little bit too greedy, potentially, would you say?
Yeah, and it's kind of weird that 2 people save and he goes for the kills when he has that up. Maybe they just wanted to inflict some more economic damage, but getting 2 kills should be enough in that position. So
yeah, I mean, save with 3 versus save with 2 guns is actually a really big difference. Maybe not as big of a difference on the T side as it is the CT side, where you still get the money when you lose a round and stay alive. But we will see, of course, 5-3 on the scoreline here. NaVi, they need to really start to bring the momentum back, and this has been the issue, that they haven't been able to keep their economy steady. And through some of the maybe, questionable decisions, but I have to see if they can bring things together here. Oh no, this could be dangerous. Oh wow, it actually went back to the rifle just in time. You know that flusha would have got a free kill had he thrown that flashbang there. And NaVi now, they have Guardian on 5 HP, but he can fall back, and that is again a man advantage, something that in the previous round made a really huge difference for them.
And looks like the bomb is actually going back towards T-spawn, so might go for an inner fake here, considering they have a guy in inner secret, so JW actually a pretty forward position here from pop down.
Oh, nice snap there onto Zeus, and that's going to even things up somewhat. And so Fnatic are playing this picking game, and so far NaVi not able to successfully deny Fnatic, which is what you really want to do in a spot like this. If they're really trying to play that game, don't give it to them. That's a kind of a important competitive concept. Never play into your opponent's game plan. Of course, and olofmeister. Oh wow, the sneak, not quite good enough there. Edward will catch him. That could have been massive there for Fnatic. I'm sure that he was salivating at the opportunity for a couple free kills, but Edward will deny him. And JW will pick up seized in CT Sky. So a bit of a swing back into the favor of Fnatic as they start to get the bomb planted. And planted on the A bomb site, things can be quite difficult for the CTs if Fnatic can get into post-plant setup. But at the moment, we can see the Guardian flamie have them trapped on the bomb site. We get the trade coming in, flamie against JW. And he's by the electric box, he gets spotted. Oh, good damage there as JW jumps across, goes for the finish, just grinding out the angles there as JW is going to fall back. And this is why Train is so hard post-plant, because the T's can just run all over the place, use these ladders, and JW goes up the top. That's a sick shot there, and that's going to be the round for Fnatic.
It didn't even have to challenge there.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Just like, there's no way I'm going to miss this shot. Like, jumping up a ladder on the train, the guy running.
Yeah, you just had to, how much time was really left there?
Yeah,
on the bomb, like, not much at all.
Yeah, now he's money screwed again, so great decision from Fnatic that he decided to save that last round. Just shows them, shows that Fnatic has like a really good game plan when it comes to the economy in the game.
Yeah, very, very important. This stuff really can add up to a consistent game. It's about that consistency, and nice prediction there from olofmeister. And that's actually a good point here. We can maybe look into that a little bit right now because we have the eco, but like having a consistent gameplay is based on making decisions that are going to be kind of plus EV in the long run. So you don't just try to rely on individual skill in a lot of spots where if you could save the guns instead of going for a really unfavorable retake, like where I think we talked about this yesterday, like you got maybe 15% chance to make the retake happen with 3 or 4 guys. Because they got 5 left alive, you got post-plant setups on a hard to retake site, or you play another buy round where because you're the CT, maybe you have like 60-70% chance to win that round. So spots like this, are really important for consistency, and I think Fnatic demonstrated a clear understanding right there of that indeed.
Yeah, exactly. Like they had a 3v3 with 2 people very low HP, and they realized, okay, we have killed 2 people, we can pressure their economy next round, but we have to buy to be able to win that round. So. Like, if we don't save, we're gonna eco, and we're probably gonna lose that round, maybe even flawlessly, which gives even lets NaVi build a bank. So, just really great understanding of the game there from Fnatic, saving those 2 guns. Like, for some it might not seem like a big deal, but it actually is a really big deal.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have to also understand, like, some of these maps, the integrity of the CT economy is like way more important than the T economy. Because there'll be some maps where like you will see Envious with this like super high economy pressure game all the time, even on the CT side. But there's like some maps like for example Dust 2, where you need like a really good economy. It's got to be very stable for your CT side, where you should care way less about the T economy and more about the strength that your buy rounds will always have. So if you know that when we have a full buy, because we've not been going for crazy investments or taking weird risks when the enemies are saving, then we will win. We will very likely win the rounds. But if for them, you have a situation where we've got to buy some FAMASs, we can't get all the orbs that we want, then your percentage chance to win the rounds goes down dramatically because you can't abuse the natural architecture of the map and so on. So lots of interesting points there about consistency, I think. Well, that was a pretty sick nade. Wow, how much damage did they do? They both have armor as well. Pronax and flusha went down to like 35 each. That's a really good nade. Wow. That's really painful, and we get a flick there onto flusha from Guardian as well. So Fnatic in a little bit of trouble. olofmeister in a position to save things though, and that's also allowed JW to get himself up on a train looking for the jewels, and Fnatic springing back to action on the A site. pronax now moving in from yard as well. Gonna go for the bomb plant, and all of a sudden NaVi in a lot of trouble after a pretty strong opening. That fast hit to A, very smart there by Fnatic. Oh, lovely usage of the ladder, but not quite good enough. KRIMZ is on point.
And this is getting to the point where it's almost impossible for NaVi to come back. I mean, Fnatic is gonna have a lead going into the second half, and they can even make that lead bigger. So NaVi's gonna look to save these guns, but I don't really think it's gonna matter that much. Fnatic's just playing with so much confidence now as well.
Yeah, they are losing a few guys here, but again, this is one of those spots where, again, it's the T side. The integrity of your economy is way less important than the integrity of the CT economy. So it's like, again, if you're using the poker example, it's like spots where you can take like minus EV trades on the raw resource value of the trade, and you can say, well, we're happy to lose 10k here as long as they lose like 5k.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can just buy a Tech 9 if you're low on money, and you can just take your teammates AK when they die, so it really doesn't matter that much.
Okay, so we do have the 8-3 from Fnatic. They're looking quite good indeed. They've managed to save rounds in spots where they would go down in disadvantage. Can they keep up the trend though? They're going to go for a quick barreling down of the the alley area towards A, and JW with a nice frag through the smoke. That's going to make life a lot easier here for Fnatic, as now it's a 3-on-2 for them, and JW's trying to abuse those ladders once again. This is one of the classic bits of gameplay here from Train that you only get on Train, and that's a great shot again. JW's having a really strong half, to be honest, and flusha's going to find himself an open B-bomb site, and he will say yes, thank you, and we'll have Edward taken down by JW as well. So JW's really hot at the moment, on fire. How many frags has he even had? 21 already. That's pretty sick. That means he's going almost like 2 frags around, basically.
Yeah, this is just crazy. Like,
pronax has 1 kill, and he's got 23.
Like, what do you do as CT? Like, they can just rush through the smoking alley and get 4 kills.
Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, this is when the picking style works, when you just hit all the headshots.
Yeah, and it is as we talked about yesterday. Like, you have to be really superior to your opponents individually, and the way they're playing right now, Fnatic actually are superior individually to NaVi.
Poor Zeus, he gets spotted as well, I think, by KRIMZ. Ooh, a little bit off there with the shots, and KRIMZ would get the kill. Zeus comes in from the back, though, but the B-bomb site is under control. However, they don't have any control up towards connector, but there's not really the men alive or the weapons for NaVi to really exploit that fact. And looks like Fnatic are having a really, really ridiculous half here. I mean, I know that NaVi are very capable on the T side as well, but we'll see, I think, a lot different gameplay from them.
Yeah, I mean, they're capable as T, but going from a like 2-digit score at least for Fnatic on the second half is just gonna be too rough.
Because I mean, I know that like NaVi won't look for the same types of rounds. Like, I think it's gonna be a completely different style. I would imagine from them. I'd be very surprised otherwise. Because also you don't just say, oh well, they just completely out individually played us. Let's like play that game again. Let's do that. Like,
yeah, exactly.
when you have the choice to do other things, like it doesn't make much sense. But and we know they have the executes too, so.
Yeah, the only way they can come back from this is that they win the pistol round, of course, as T, and then they just destroy Fnatic's economy, like keep resetting it all the time, and like forcing Fnatic to like an absurd amount of ecos, because otherwise I don't think there's anything they can do.
Okay, now this is a really cool round here so far from NaVi. We've got Zeus with the opener onto olofmeister, but they bought 2 AWPs, which against like a lot of heavy A executes with wall of smokes is actually kind of bad. Now that's an interesting point as well, but we'll have to get back into that later, because JW is just going to go ham right there, just go straight through the smoke, picks up another kill. This guy can do no wrong, picks up another one. Guardian falls as well, and 2 players left here for NaVi, but luckily JW is dead. Having a monster game at the moment. We'll have to see though if NaVi can save this one. They really need some extra rounds on the board, to say the least. And KRIMZ is going to fall back with that 6 HP. Find the bomb, and pronax and KRIMZ can really make a play here. They've got a man towards CT spawn, and KRIMZ is by Pop Dog. So depending on the position that pronax can get into here, if he actually gets a good flank, then NaVi are in a huge degree of trouble, but pronax is just searching everything right now just to be super safe. They have the time to do it. 30 seconds left though.
He has to jump up on that coil though, so maybe they will hear him. I actually
Edward's
think they
going
did.
back.
Yeah.
So good play by Edward there, indeed. It does spot that one out. And that's left not a lot of time, really, for KRIMZ, who was relying on pronax. But, oh, that is really perfect. Has a molly, but flamie, I think it wasn't perfect. He didn't take any damage, just run straight through connector, looking for the last man. KRIMZ turns the corner, and there it is. flamie picks up the kill, and the round goes to NaVi. But it's got to be a bittersweet to win any rounds at this point.
Yeah, I mean, even if they pick up the last round, Fnatic has 10 rounds as T on train, so don't really think they care so much about that round. I mean, even the rounds NaVi are managing to win are, as we saw, they're really close, so NaVi's just getting completely outplayed right now.
I actually have like a really cool idea I want to talk about, but I've got to wait for this for half-time. It's about how Fnatic are playing, actually. I think they're doing something very smart, but either way, we will see if the double ops can reign true again for NaVi in this last round to take it 10-5. That is, of course, absolutely what they want to get going for themselves. A few wallbang attempts there from Edward into those positions above Pop Dog, and he's going to pick up JW, who has been basically single-handedly just opening up the entire map for his team, just everything. He just wins every duel. Zeus always going to go in, take a risk there, looking at the Pop Dog ladder. They want to get some info here, and Fnatic are actually going back. I'm not sure if you would have heard that, stepping. Now, man moving through alley as well for Fnatic. I think NaVi have that angle though. And looking to get something done here. So Fnatic, I think they're trolling the admins or something with the name changes here.
But during the round with like 40 seconds left, this is really
just doing name
weird.
changes. Alright, so we've got the Fnatic finally going for the push into the A bomb site, into Yard. KRIMZ with the opener onto Guardian. That's one AWP down for NaVi, but still Edward's left alive. Oh, looks for the shot, but olofmeister just pops out of alley just at the perfect timing. And Zeus with that burst from us, not going to make it happen. 4 rounds for NaVi there.
Yeah, actually have the burst on. I never think I've seen.
It's actually, I think you can use it quite well actually, but I think
it has the same problem as the Glock burst, as the, the first bullet is not where you aim.
Ah, okay.
So it's really awkward. And you had something to discuss the halftime.
Yeah, so what I think Fnatic did was, I think, again, if they would have watched NaVi play, they know that NaVi would be expecting lots of executes. And so the way that you don't want to deal with executes is with smokes, is with AWPs. So that means that their picking game, to play against the picking game, is going to be much weaker because AWPs is a counter to that. So by having a situation where then you force them to then invest in AWPs, it's a huge hit to their economy, and then you can do like an execute. So then you can actually exploit that. So maybe it's, they're thinking around that level. I don't know. Maybe they're just killing them.
Yeah, exactly. The funny thing is, I think Fnatic might have the same mindset as we were talking about with like just playing the basics and going from there. But their mindset is like, okay, can we just run everywhere and just destroy them? Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
Let's just keep doing that.
Yeah, and it's a 3v3 in a pistol round here. The ever important pistol round for NaVi. They've not been able to get any positioning on the bomb, so they have to rotate it back through into the inner area, looking for the B plant. And the smoke is there at least, but JW, you know he's going to run straight through that thing as... Here it is, he will find Zeus through that smoke, runs at the last second. Zeus barely gets the kill though, and that's a 2-on-2 here, so there is hope alive for NaVi. They really need this.
I wonder how long they were flashed by that flash. Like 1 millisecond or something.
Here goes Zeus. This is the classic train situation. Oh, there it is, Zeus picks up the kill. Now it should be impossible for olofmeister.
Yeah, and without a kit, this is over.
He's still alive though. Actually, managed to get the kill there, but
just gonna save his kill, or I don't think he's gonna manage to do it. But yeah, NaVi did pick up that round, and it's gonna be interesting to see now if, I mean, Fnatic is in such a big lead. Like, do they go for a force buy in this position, or they're like, oh, we can just double or even like triple eco and just have AWPs? But of course, JW already buying scout.
Yeah, I mean, they have. I think it's one of those spots, like as you mentioned, force buy actually feels kind of good because they already had so much momentum, and it's already so hard for NaVi to take rounds on the other half. So it's like maybe you want to like keep that feeling for them going, where it's just hard to even get frags. And so far, I mean, Edward will take down olofmeister, so that's good for NaVi. I think that's like one of the psychological things, isn't it? You never want to like let them think that, like, make it feel like it's easy after you've been so dominant. And like playing against full eco, really easy, and already goes 4 versus 4, and JW's in a good position here. This could get bad. for NaVi, and already another tag going in, 2 players, 13 HP, 30 HP, Zeus and Edward. Oh dear, I'm already afraid for NaVi right now. They might just get 4 spots to a round loss by Fnatic. Oh, so much damage. Zeus on 1 HP, only 1 man down, olofmeister. The rest of Fnatic are alive, and this is just a walk in the park for them so far. Zeus, can he get anything done with that 1 HP? It's very unlikely. In fact, he will get taken down on a nice crossfire, and pronax finished off the last man. So they survived with 3 players in that force fire. That looked ridiculous.
Yeah, just a very easy round there from Fnatic. So, I mean, they're just dominating now. Right now, there's basically nothing NaVi can do from this position. I mean, what would you say? Like, what can NaVi actually do from here?
Well, I mean, they just need to buy round. They just need full money and like a proper buy round at this point, and then just work it away from there and just play round for round. Because I think, I mean, if they can find the success on the executes, that's gonna be how they'll win this match. Because obviously, they're not winning these individual battles. Like the individual skill battles, Fnatic are really hot right now, so they can't engage them like that. So I mean, that's the only thing that I would be able to suggest for them. I mean, that's all there is left, isn't there? Really.
Yeah, we see an auto shotgun here on flusha.
I'm just having fun.
And just a very slow play here from NaVi. I think olofmeister might go down now. Gets the kill and the bomb as well.
Okay, so this is going to be pretty annoying here for Zeus. Even a flash in his face. Just as to be a nuisance, really, because it's not like he'd really did anything. That flash. Okay, so Zeus will go down. Now, here we go. Ah, there it is. There's the snap. It picks up the AK as well, but there's pronax. I think maybe adding quite a lot to the score here is pronax with 2 kills in a round. That's like almost a record in this train game. Oh, look, 3 kills. pronax actually making a lot of frags there. So you can see, you know, it's 4 kills. That's like basically half of his kills in the entire match so far in 19 rounds in that 1 round.
Yeah, in his defense, he did play T on train.
Yeah.
And JW just took all the frags every single round.
Yeah, and olofmeister and JW got let loose.
I don't think he cares.
pronax was a guy who had like the keys to the cage of JW, and he just like, just unlocked the lock, let JW out, just
and
rampaging
he just sat back in T spawn and like, you can just do your thing.
Oh yeah. Beast JW. So pronax taking an aggressive kill there, and this is the full buy essentially of NaVi, although they're lacking a lot of grenades. So already an advantage found by Fnatic as NaVi. They don't really have anything going for them. They are playing the pick game. They don't have any nades to work with, so there is no choice. However, Zeus will find the kill onto pronax, but still, there's 4 men here left alive for Fnatic, although Flush is still on the auto shotgun. I think he's just, using very good positions in inner for that. KRIMZ finds an aggressive frag onto Zeus in the yard. So that is going to deny any positioning from NaVi, which they would have needed to actually snap into the A-bomb site.
Yeah, Zeus was actually standing in an off angle there on that small box. I'm really surprised that KRIMZ manages to win that aim duel.
And they had I think it's Guardian who's actually by Ali. So if Zeus had survived in yard and actually pushed it a bit, maybe he like creates a distraction for Guardian to push up here. But that's not going to be the case now. But all players for NaVi are essentially isolated at this point from one another. They're going to try to make their way in here. So Guardian will go down by Ali, and now everyone can focus on Pop Dog and Team Main, where the remainder of NaVi are. There goes Edward, there goes Seized to an early grave, and Fnatic look very, very intent on just closing this one out very quickly now. 16-5 could be a very real scoreline for them, and we may not even see flusha ever rebuy this auto shotgun.
Yeah, NaVi just going for the force by now. Wouldn't be surprised if they just went for a straight out alley rush, or they went going to the inner bomb site. So dropping the bomb actually, it's really weird if they try to go for a picking kind of style with Tech 9s, but they were standing there lining up the smoke, so probably gonna be an A execute.
Alright, so this can be really strong with techs as well, because the entire vision towards the electric box side of yard is going to be completely exploited. Oh, there's a player in Pop Dog though. This is a good way to throw a wrench into the works by Fnatic as they look for the kills. And I think a smoke was missing there as well for that play to happen. I think, yeah, we can see it actually pops on the roof of Pop Dog there. So they missed a key smoke right in the middle of the bomb site. So that kind of defeats the entire purpose of the rush.
And how the hell did JW survive there? He like
I have no idea.
ran past 2 people in the pop dog room, killed one, and then went up the ladder and met flusha, who came from the inner bomb site. It's like, hello.
I don't even know. I just hope that flusha never rebuys this auto shotty. I don't think he's ever really done anything with it either. It's just been sitting there and in there. He's actually going to move up now. He's going to have an engagement here, I think, at flusha with that auto shotty. There it is. Oh, come on! Oh no! 1 HP as well. That is so unfair. Life is unfair. C'est la vie. Alright, so we actually get some good trades coming in here from NaVi finally, but just flamie's left over. Got a really good chance here. He's going to spot pronax, gets the snap onto his head, and it's going to be pretty tough here for olofmeister on 7 HP.
Zeus saying his HP was red. It was 1, Zeus. Tell him the truth.
Alright, olofmeister, great position. This is again. Oh, there it is. That is why train is cutting off the map. And 16-5, Fnatic are going to find a really fast win here against NaVi, crushing T side. Their individual game was just on point. What happened with JW? He's just all over the place. Just killed all of them.
Yeah. And well, 16-5, Fnatic started as T and lost the second pistol. 16-5 is just tells the whole story.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, there's not really much we can do as far as post-match analysis goes. We made quite a lot of points, I think, during the match as well. So, guys, we'll take a quick break whilst we set up the next match for you. So, stay tuned here on FACEIT TV. We've got 2 more matches for FACEIT League Europe here tonight, and well, we'll be back soon.